Now, surfing through various channels on your television today, you're bound to be entertained by a lineup of the country's top actors and sports stars. And that's just in the commercial breaks between movies as well as matches. Celebrities today endorse a plethora of brands, from financial services to deodorants, and the numbers are proof of why. Bollywood's King Khan, Shah Rukh, reportedly earned 202 crore rupees last year from endorsing as many as 22 brands. And ace cricketer MS Dhoni, he rakes in 12 crore rupees for a 3 to 4 day association annually. No wonder then that celebrities are more than willing to sign the dotted line for brand campaigns. But how does this relationship really work? How can brands find their right match? And is there more to it than meets the eye? We find out.
Hi, I'm your new neighbor. Can I have a Leher Pepsi?
Yeah, sure.
Many of us would remember the iconic Pepsi ad featuring Amir Khan, Mahima Chaudhary and Aishwarya Rai in the 90s. One of the few TV ads to add the star quotient. The ad was one that sparked off a trend that has only gained momentum over the decades.
Sure.
In fact, Amir Khan was recently signed on by e-commerce portal Snapdeal for a whopping 30 crores, which is a clear indicator of how important brand ambassadors have become.
कहीं हौसला बढ़ाने की deal.
With such sums of money in question, you just might have to make your grey cells work harder to remember the brand and not the actor, simply because of the sheer number of ads endorsed by them. While it is known that having a celebrity on board can make people sit up and take notice of a brand, the critical criteria in deciding who the brand signs up is dependent on what the brand stands for, what its objectives are, and who they are targeting.
On Snapdeal.
There is an entire category of endorsements where the brands have just simply used that as a way to get attention, where there is really no transfer between the equities of the individual and equities of the brand. And there are also many celebrities who really don't consider themselves as a brand and think of their own equity. So I think the world will move and is beginning to move towards where the stars, regardless of which field they come from, are also aware of their equity, and brands are much more conscious about how they tie up.
One celebrity who has often linked her personal brand to those she endorses is Deepika Padukone. Be it campaigns like Parachute Oil, Nescafe, Axis Bank or Tanishq, which even featured the actress's mother.
मैंने तुम्हें पहले कभी नहीं बोला माँ, पर तुम्हारी ये रोज-रोज की डांट मुझे बहुत अच्छी लगती है.
Deepika often appears in campaigns that link the brand to her personal life rather directly.
Timeless jewelry by Tanishq.
I think the most important thing is that a brand always has to be an extension of your personality. Me as an individual, you stand for certain things, and I think the brand also has to have similar values. I think it depends. I think it depends from brand to brand.
Though actors and sports stars often endorse a wide range of brands, the assumption that these are chosen at random is a rather simplistic one. Say brand managers who form the vital link between brands and celebrities. There are, in fact, a lot of factors taken into consideration to match a brand with its ambassador and find a common ground to bring out the best in both.
Basically, it's working with the brand and understanding what the brand strategy and the ethos is, understanding what they want to derive by signing on the brand ambassador, whether they want to increase awareness or point out what certainly matters to them. So which is where we come in. We actually marry the two. So we work with the brand to understand their goals and then suggest which celebrities work with it. Whenever there is a celebrity signed on for a brand, you do actually sit with them across the table, understand what are the do's and don'ts, and the whole deliverable sheet is laid out. So even when the campaign comes about it, the celebrities and us, we work together to make sure that it's in sync with what is meant to be represented and shown out in the market. It's not just that, okay, you sign them on, whatever they tell you, you shoot. But the brands also understand that at the end of the day, it's their representation. The celebrity's name is also going there attached. So we work together to figure that out, whether it's social media, whether it's certain press interviews. It's just working in sync, everybody together, and we as an intermediary make sure that the message that goes about is absolutely crystal clear. There's no ambiguity in that.
I just try and do the right thing. And that's where I take my own call. I don't really depend on a team of people to tell me or to educate me about a product. But yes, I don't do fairness and anything that is related to any product, makeup, foundation, lip gloss, anything which propagates a fairness and brightness in any way, I don't do it.
Bollywood's King Khan reportedly made a whopping 202 crore rupees just last year from endorsing as many as 22 brands. Speaking on the sidelines at an event for Tag Heuer, a brand he has endorsed for over a decade, he shared his personal mantra for selecting an association.
I always believe if when a brand decides, and such an old brand, 1860, more than 150 years old, decides to put a face on it. Of course, they have some amazing faces. They have Ranbir Kapoor now here, they have David Guetta, they have Button, they have Maria Sharapova, and you know, still a company, when they put a face on their product, I'm a filmmaker. I think twice before casting people, 3 times, and we are supposed to cast people. These guys are not supposed to cast people. Yeah. It's a lot of responsibility, and it's a big compliment. And now as we go along, we've been explained in marketing terms that, you know, the personality extends for this brand, and well, that's not true. I'll be very honest. Tag Heuer, whatever they write for their tagline every year, actually is very complimentary to me, so I just take it on.
However, for the new generation of stars and celebrities, the rules of engagement are changing fast. No longer can only A-listers demand exorbitant rates. Even the kids on the block are minting money from endorsements alone. Current favorites like Alia Bhatt, Ranbir Kapoor, Virat Kohli and Saina Nehwal are also being snapped up by brands. In addition, digital and social media is helping celebrities like these establish their personal brands, which can also enable them to take on smaller deals with minimum involvement.
If you look at the way celebrities are using digital, it's starting to become more professional in terms of how they are endorsing or talking about brands using their Twitter profiles and social profiles. It's also sort of democratizing brand endorsement to some extent, purely because earlier celebrities would be very picky and choosy what brand they would endorse because their face would be attached to it, it would be blared on TV, they would be very picky about how the ad film would be made as well, all of that, and obviously they would charge a lot of money. But now, given that all they need to do is tweet, and it's not their face, time, you know, a few seconds is involved, it's sort of allowing them to you know, broaden the number of brands that they can endorse. It's also allowing a lot of brands to leverage them to you know, reach out to the audience.
But even with celebrities endorsing a host of products and brands, which takes away from the exclusivity and standout value of a brand campaign, why are marketeers still lining up for them and willing to spend big bucks as well? One of the main reasons is that the recall value, credibility and sheer reach of an individual product or brand can increase manifold with the endorsement of a popular star, even if it is one of many in their kitty.
Let's play.
But this raises a major concern as well, because while celebrities can give you quick eyeballs, quick reach and preference, there is a possibility of the brand becoming dependent on the celebrity and being overshadowed in the long run.
Celebrity advertising is in fact in a way a little more complex and difficult to handle than non-celebrity advertising, because celebrity advertising requires it to be handled by experienced, mature people with communication expertise. And why I say this is because if it's handled not very well, then the celebrity will overshadow the brand. And there are enough examples in Indian television where you remember the celebrity and not the brand. That's because advertising is not handled by mature professionals with experience in handling celebrity advertising.